Hello from Tokyo. Today I'm going to do a Dutch pour with a split base, and the first color will be titanium white and the second will be this light gold, and they are very thin in consistency, as you can see there. The colors to be blown out will be copper and Prussian blue. These are left over from my last pour. And also the lilac here is from the last pour as well, which I'll use today. Here I have Pebeo's Iridescent Green Blue, so I'm going to try that out. And then this is Persian Rose, and then I have a little bit of Primary Magenta. All of the paints are Amsterdam brand apart from this one Pebeo. For today, all of the paints have been mixed with 50% water and 50% paint, so it's half and half. We'll see whether this helps the paint to flow even more because they're so thin in consistency. I'm laying down the base colors. I'm doing the white first and then I'll do the gold. And I am regretting not painting the sides of the gold initially with regular gold paint because it's quite transparent, so it'll dry a little bit see-through, so it's better to paint it first. I'm going to add the blue colors down first and then the pinky magenta colors on top of that. So here comes the mighty massive hairdryer. I'm going to blow over the white and the gold paint like this on a low setting. And then for the actual blowout, I'm going to change it to the higher setting. Okay, so let's change the setting and blow this out. Upwards and then downwards like this. And then there's a lot of paint hidden underneath that gold, so I'm just going to blow some out to see what happens, what comes up. I can already see that the Pebeo Iridescent Green Blue did not like being mixed just with water. I think if I'm going to blow out again with that, I'll need to use some other medium with it because it doesn't seem to, it kind of breaks up too much, you know. So I'm gonna have to fiddle with this a lot. I actually quite like the additional magenta I put in, but for some reason, whilst I was painting it, I decided, not sure about the whole bit. So I scraped it all off. And in the end, that was a good decision because it just made it more neat, having it gold in that area. Here I'm using a paper towel twisted into a point to just drag some of the colors into making little swirls. Torching out any air bubbles, and now let's have a look at the wet finish of the painting. I added a little bit of the Prussian blue there for some interest because I felt something was missing, and also the center I've changed a bit too. The swirly, I changed it so it's lighter. I kind of prefer it that way. So look at how interesting this turned out. It's one of those cases where a reaction you don't want to happen ends up being kind of cool. I do love that swirly being lighter there. This is all that Pebeo going strange mixed with the water. They kind of look like cells, like amoeba or something like that. I love the colors though. It's kind of reminding me of a Gustav Klimt. Even, of course, nothing like his paintings, but I'm talking about the gold and the colors on top of it. It reminds me of that. So let's look at it a different orientation. I think it looks pretty cool this way. It looks again like a bird to me, but yeah, it seems like all my paintings are looking like birds recently. Here are the other orientations. See if you can see anything other than a bird in this painting. But yeah, back to the bird orientation. And here's the dried, finished painting. And look at the colors. They're so soft. All because of the Pebeo's reaction. You can see the curls and swirls that were added. I like the thin strips of white that's run through, and also then you get the thinner strips of gold running through. I love those bubble looking things as well. It's so interesting. And this corner I had to change, I had to add gold to because I dropped something in it. So just had to fix that. I'll be putting a varnish on this painting to bring out more of the gold, but I think it'll be a satin finish rather than like a high gloss because I don't think I want it too shiny. I fixed the edges of the canvas, the gold side, by adding some more paint. If you're using a semi-transparent or transparent color for your base though, probably better to paint the sides first before you start your pour. So what did you think of this unusual, unique painting? Sometimes it's worth not scraping the painting and just waiting till it dries to see the result. Thank you so much for watching as always, and see you in the next one. Bye!